Hey everyone, welcome to Notion Treats. This is the very first video on our channel, and I couldn't be more excited to finally share what we've been working on. I've used Notion for years and felt a gap between functionality and design. It offers great flexibility for design and experience, but most creators only stick to logic. That's what inspired Notion Treats, a place where we bring both worlds together, aesthetics and practicality. So whether you're just getting started with Notion or you're a power user, you'll find something useful here. We're all about productivity when it comes to Notion, creating tools and systems that help you stay organized, focused, and inspired to do your best work every day. Before we get started, a quick note, you can find the links to buy or view the demo for this template in the description below. This is our first template called Task Manager Lite. As the name suggests, it's a very simple, neat, and beautiful system to help you streamline your daily tasks and projects, whether you are an entrepreneur, project manager, social media manager, freelancer, student, or someone who simply wants to manage daily routines more efficiently. Without missing anything, and most importantly, without subscribing to apps like Trello, Todoist, or other similar tools. So if you buy this system for just a few bucks, even less than your Starbucks coffee, you get lifetime access and no subscription at all. Before I dive into the structure and functional parts, I'd like to mention that at Notion Treats, our goal is not only to build functional systems, but also to make them beautiful, as you can see here. You'll get more than 15 custom-designed and illustrated assets such as covers, icons, and graphics. Not just nice to look at or abstract, but meaningful and related to the pages or sections they're meant for. I'll walk you through these assets in Figma later so you can get a better understanding of the bonus assets you'll receive. All included for less than the price of your Starbucks coffee. Starting from the top, we have a cover for the dashboard, the template icon, and title. Then there's quick navigation, which contains anchor links to various sections of the system. These are especially helpful when you have a long list of projects and tasks, or when using handheld devices like mobile, since only limited content is visible at a time. It's always helpful to have some kind of easy navigation system in place. Next, we have the Actions section, where you'll see two important buttons for creating a new project and a new task. There are predefined templates configured with these buttons, so you don't need to worry about anything when you click one of them. Under the Actions, we have a mini dashboard that gives you a quick understanding of how many tasks you've completed today based on your due tasks. It's really helpful and even motivating to instantly see how far you've come in your day. On the right side, we have a nice calendar view first, because we believe that a calendar view gives a very clear understanding of which tasks need attention during the week. This helps you plan your week or even your entire month through a visual representation of your schedule. The first tab is called Do This Week. You can drag and drop tasks here as well, instead of manually editing their due dates in the list view. The second tab is Do This Month. Same concept, but for the entire month, so you can plan upcoming weeks in advance. The third tab is All Month Tasks. Now, since this is also a monthly view, the question is, what's the difference between these two tabs? In the Do This Month tab, you'll see all tasks except those marked as complete, allowing you to focus only on what needs attention. In the All Month Tasks view, however, you'll see everything, completed or not. This tab helps you get an idea of how many tasks you had in this or previous months, including those completed or archived. If you scroll down a little, you'll find the main databases for tasks and projects. I'll start with projects because it makes it easier to understand the system's hierarchy and logic. Every task you see here belongs to a project. Think of projects as folders that contain various tasks. The first tab is for Active Projects. This is where we see all projects unless they've been archived. As you can see, every project card includes a project icon, title, date, or date range, since projects often span multiple tasks and days, a priority level, and a status, whether it's to do, in progress, or complete, which can be manually changed anytime. There's also a progress circle showing how many tasks under each project are complete and how many are still pending. I really like this small touch because it gives a quick idea of how far along we are with each project. The last item is the overdue alert. which automatically checks if the project's due date or date range has been missed. If so, it will show an alert here so you can either complete the project sooner or adjust the date. The second tab is Priority, where you can focus only on high-priority projects or simply get an overview of how many projects fall under each priority level. And instead of editing priorities within each project, you can even drag and drop them here, and the system updates automatically. The third tab filters projects based on their status. Again, you can change their statuses simply by dragging and dropping. The fourth and final tab is for archived projects. Once you check the archived box inside a project, it automatically moves here. You can, of course, bring it back anytime by unchecking it. Now, let's create a new project. You can do it from here, here, or through the main template button. As soon as you click, it opens a page like this with a beautiful cover, custom icon, and title, which you can rename. It also comes with pre-configured properties such as date. You can select either a single due date or a date range using the toggle. Priority and status. Completion is automated as mentioned earlier. It depends on how many tasks under each project are marked complete. A preset formula powers this functionality. There's also an option to archive the project, which won't delete it but will move it to the archived section. Then there are 3 hidden properties, mainly related to the system's functionality. For example, the relation with tasks, calculation of today's date, and overdue alerts. You don't need to touch these unless you plan to customize the template further. Here we have the tasks database view that's connected to this project. Of course, it's empty right now since we just created this project. I'll get back to this in a moment. Below that, you have a free space where you can add project briefs, notes, or anything else. That's the beauty of Notion. You can always expand a small, simple system like this into something tailored to your needs. If you know Notion, you know you can turn your content blocks into almost anything. Headings, linked pages, bullet lists, to-do lists, toggles/accordions, code snippets, callouts, and much more. Let's name this new project Demo Project 01, so we can come back to it later. Set the date range, priority to medium, and status to do. Then just click anywhere outside this frame to return. Now you can see the new project added in the Projects section. Now let's move on to the Tasks database, the backbone of the system. First, we have a tab called Today, so you can focus on what needs attention today without getting overwhelmed by a long list of tasks. Each task includes an icon, title, due date, which you can change easily, priority, status, and, most importantly, its linked project. This relation is how the system calculates how many tasks under each project are due or completed, treating each project as a folder containing multiple tasks. It's always recommended to link every task to some project, even if it's a miscellaneous one, to keep tracking consistent. You also have an assignee field. If you're using Notion's team plan, you can invite your team members or family and assign tasks to them easily. Next, there's a very useful reminder feature. If a task is close to or past its due date, simply click this button to notify the assignee that their task needs attention. Before moving on to the next 2 properties, let's quickly cover this one. You can check it off to archive a task, just like project. Another interesting feature is recurring tasks. In our daily routines, we often have repeating tasks like post on LinkedIn every week, meet the team every 2 days, or even get bread and eggs twice a week. If you can relate, you know how valuable this feature is. Just enter the number of recurrence days in front of each recurring task. Once you complete it for the day, click this button, and the system will automatically update the due date according to the number of days you entered. For example, if I entered 2 and today's the due date, once I click the button, the task disappears because we're viewing the Today tab, and it's now visible in the Active tab. That brings us to the next tab, Active. Here's that same task, now rescheduled with a new due date. You can use this function repeatedly without changing its status from In Progress, ensuring you're always reminded when recurring tasks need attention. In the Active tab, all properties are the same except one, the Overdue alert. which checks due dates and shows a little oops alert to catch your attention. In the overdue tab, you'll find tasks that have already passed their due date. The unscheduled tab only shows tasks with no set date. Think of it as your inbox. If you add tasks on the go without scheduling them, they'll appear here until you assign a date. Once you do, they'll move automatically to other tabs. The archived tab displays only archived tasks. For example, if I check this box, the task disappears from view. Uncheck it, and it's back. Now let's create a new task and link it to the project we created earlier to test it out. When you click the New Task button, it opens a pre-configured task template with a nice cover, icon, and all the essential properties. All the properties visible in the table view are here too, so you can configure them when creating the task, or adjust them later. There's the date, priority, status, the nudge button we talked about, and the assignee field. I'll select myself. Then comes the project linking part. You can connect each task to any existing project. You'll notice the list already includes the demo project we created earlier. You can even connect one task to multiple projects. The Recur Days property works as discussed. Add any number of days for repeating tasks. The Done and Repeat button reschedules them. You'll also find the Overdue Alert and Archive Task checkbox. There are a few hidden properties again. You don't need to touch them unless you plan to customize the logic or formulas. You can add comments here, and below that there's an open canvas for task details, sub-checklists, files, basically anything thanks to Notion's flexibility. Now that we've created a task, you can see it in the main table view. Since we linked our demo project with this new task, let's quickly look at the project again. There it is, the newly created task now visible under the project. Since the project has only one task, if we mark that task as complete, the progress circle updates to 100%. For projects with multiple tasks, the progress updates accordingly. We also mentioned this progress bar in the mini dashboard earlier. Let's test it out. Since it refers only to tasks due today, let's complete one from the Today tab and see what happens. Mark this one as complete. And there we go, the day's progress is instantly updated. Now for the last part, as promised, let's walk through all the custom illustrated assets you get with this template as a bonus from Notion Treats. Let's jump to Figma for that. As you can see, there are numerous beautifully handcrafted assets available in both light and dark modes. So whichever mode you prefer, your setup will look great and stay enjoyable to use. You get the main template icon in light and dark, page icons in 3 different colors, and beautifully illustrated covers. These took a lot of effort and time to create. They're not just beautiful, but also meaningful and tied to each section: dashboard, tasks, projects, and today's progress. The same covers are also available in dark mode. Zoom in and you'll see the level of detail. And don't worry about pixelation, because you'll receive all assets exported in SVG vector format, ensuring they always stay sharp. Alright, that's all about this specific template for now. Thanks so much for sticking around. We're working on a bunch of new systems, and trust me, they're going to be even more powerful than this one. We started simple with this to build from here. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like, and share this video to support our initiative in building functional and beautiful Notion systems that don't just work, but also please your eyes. I hope to see you in the next one, which is coming very soon.